Hello friends, welcome to one of the most iconic landmarks in Rajasthan, Amer Fort. Located just 11 kilometers from Jaipur, this architectural marvel stands as a testament to the rich history and grandeur of the Rajput era. So join me as we take a journey through time, exploring the hidden gems and stories of this magnificent fort. So friends, a lot of places of tourist interest and heritage importance are here in Amer, such as Mavta, Dilaram Bagh, Shila Devi Temple, Amer Fort, Jagat Shiromani Ka Mandir, Jain Temple, Amber Masjid and Nahar Singh Ji Ki Burj, which must see by a tourist during the Jaipur tour. Amber Palace complex mainly comprises Jaleb Chowk, Chand Pol, Diwane Am, Diwane Khas, Ganesh Pol, Yash Mandir, Sukh Mandir, Suhag Mandir, Shila Devi Temple, Baradari, Bhul Bhulaiya and Zenana Diori, that is women's apartments. And friends, during Jaipur tour, one can experience the practical approach of Indian Vastu, architectural excellence and beautiful stone carving work accomplished manually at Amber Palace around 4 centuries back. And as the Amber Fort is situated on a hill, previously there were 2 pathways to reach to Amer Fort. One was for elephant riding and another was a walkway which was in natural raw shape of hill and rocky way. Now the walkway is in shape of cemented staircases, and recently one road also has been constructed from bottom of the hill to Amer Fort for vehicles. But the walkway or elephant riding is most preferable to enjoy the trip of Amer Fort. Friends, this is Mavta Lake, and Mavta is an abbreviated form of the word Mahavata from the huge vat or banyan tree which grew on the edges of the lake once upon a time. So mainly the rainwater collects in the lake flowing down from the nearby hills, and the Dil Aram Bagh is situated on its northern end. The Kesar Kyan, saffron flower beds garden is in its middle. The lake was the main source of water for the palace. It was drawn up by draught animals through the water lifting system located in the southeastern portion of the palace. And the beautiful garden was laid on the northern side of Mavta Lake in the 18th century. Rectangular pillared halls on east and west corners along the fountains, the chhatris on both sides of the garden, water courses, a central pool, flower beds and classical geometrical design. All these features make the ambience pleasure. So the name is eponymous. The lower level garden on its northern side is called Ram Bagh, and these gardens were laid following the Char Bagh pattern of Mughal gardens. And friends, here is the Suraj Pol. Pol here means gate. The Sun Gate was the gate of exclusive or restricted entry into the Amer Palace proper. It was called so because it directly faced the east direction from which the sun rises, and royal cavalcades and dignitaries entered the palace through this gate. And the palace guards' duty posts were located in this gate. And friends, located just above the Suraj Pol is Diwane Am, that is Hall of Public Audience. The Diwane Am was the court where Raja gave audience to his subjects and met his officials. Festivities of certain special occasions like the celebrations following a victory in battle, Dashera, the birthday of the Raja, were held here. The building was constructed on the orders of Raja Jai Singh in red sandstone and marble masonry. Beautifully ornamented in carved patterns of elephant head and vines, the details are a charming confluence of the decorative features found in the Mughal and Rajput styles of architecture. The distinctively constructed roof is supported by 2 rows of columns. The outer ones in couple pairs are of red sandstone and the inner ones of cream marble. And Maharaja Savai Ram Singh II converted the rear portion of the hall into a billiard room. In the southern part of Diwane Am, there are 27 kacharis or 27 offices or toshakhana running in a series. These colonnaded arches house the government secretariat from where the administration of Amer state was carried out. And yes, this is the Ganesh Pol. Ganesh Pol or the Ganesh Gate provides access to the inner and private parts of the palace covered with the frescoes. It was constructed on the orders of Raja Jai Singh, and Lord Ganesh is the deity who, it is believed, removes obstructions likely to come in a way of human beings in their everyday life. His likeness is therefore traditionally painted or placed over the main entry of the building. And Suhag Mandir is situated over the Ganesh Pol. It was used as a chamber by the royal ladies to witness through lattice screens the state functions held below in the Diwane arm. It's beautiful. Really? And friends, there were royal kitchens, the rasodas. The palace has two sets of kitchens, the first adjacent to the Bhojanshala, that is dining hall, and the other near the Tripolia gate in its outer western part. The Bhojanshala kitchen prepared meals for the rulers and his guests dining in the Bhojanshala. The other kitchen was meant for the palace staff. Proficient bawarchis, cooks, prepared both vegetarian and non-vegetarian food. Ovens with multiple mouths were used in the cooking by the bawarchis. And friends, one of the beautiful attractions of Amer Palace is the Diwane Khas, or the Hall of Private Audience. It was constructed in 1623 during the reign period of Jai Singh, and it took 6 years for its completion. It is for this reason it is also called Jai Mandir, and because of the beautiful mirror glass work in it, it is also called Sheesh Mahal or the Glass Palace. The Raja met his special guests like envoys from other rulers here. The upper part of the Diwane Khas is known as Jas Mandir, that is Yash Mandir, and is spellbinding in the intricate floral designs with glass in them. Glass used in Sheesh Mahal was imported from Belgium in 1623, and the hammams or the baths are located north of the Jas Mandir. And friends, the palace was kept cool in the summer by covering its arched openings with screens woven with roots of the aromatic grass called khas. The screens were moistened periodically with water, and air passing through the screens was thus cooled and carried out the fragrance of the grass into the palace chambers. In front of the Sheesh Mahal is a patterned little garden in the classic Mughal pattern called Char Bagh or Four Gardens, and facing the Sheesh Mahal is Sukh Niwas, that is Pleasure Palace, the Raja's private apartments where he retired to rest. And inside the fort you will also find Zenani Deori, that is ladies' apartment. The queen mothers and the Raja's consorts lived here in this part of the palace, which also housed their female attendants. The royal ladies often had estates assigned to them, the management of which was also carried out from here. Some of the Ranis recorded in the history were Rani Shringarde Kankawat and Rani Mahadevi Katoch of Kangra, married to Raja Man Singh, and Rani Chandrawat, who was married to Raja Jai Singh. It was Rani Shringarde Kankawat who had the well-known Jagat Shiromani temple built in the Amer in memory of her son Jagat Singh, and Rani Mahadevi Katoch founded the addition of Toran gates to the Jagannath temple in Puri, Odisha. And friends, in those days they called them latrines, and the latrines as designed and used till within our living memory are to be found in different parts of the palace, and those are situated between the Sheesh Mahal and the Mansingh Palace and were probably used by the ruler and the royal family. And they were supplied with both hot and cold water, and lit torches provided light at night. The palace has about 100 such latrines.
गर्म पानी इन दोनों टंकियों से एक समान मात्रा में पानी निकलता था। इन दोनों होल से यहाँ पे दो होल से समान मात्रा में पानी निकलता था। इस जगह पानी क्या था, जहाँ ठंडा गर्म पानी मिक्स होता है, पानी निकलती है भाप, और भाप को नीचे निकलता है।
Friends, inside the fort you will find many tunnels. Lying on the western side of the palace, the Amer Palace tunnel connects it to the Jaleb Fort. It is subterraneous till a point near the Rang Mahal. Thereafter it runs roofless on the surface up to Jaleb. The tunnel is accessible from the Mansingh Palace, Zenana Theory and Diwane Khas. And traditional torches like mashals provided light inside the tunnels. And rainwater was collected and stored in the storage tanks in palaces and forts to subsequently meet their daily requirement for it. There are 3 such underground storage tanks in the palace located under the Jaleb Chowk, Diwane Arm and the Mansingh Palace. Being stored underground, the water would remain potable for a period longer than usual and evaporation losses were lower. And friends, this is the Tripolia gateway, that is 3 gates. Tripolia means 3 gates. The Tripolia gate mainly controls access from the west into the palace. It opens in 3 different directions, hence the name. A passage leads towards the north to Jaleb Chowk and another to the Mansingh Palace and the Zenana Theory in the south. The western passage leads out of the palace. Such gateways were usually constructed at important crossways in palaces in those days. And friends, Chand Pol or the Moon Gate was the main gate of entry for the commoners. The upper story of the gate is called the Naubat Khana. It housed the kettle drums and other musical instruments. Naubat was a type of music which had its own specific protocol that had to be strictly followed when it was played with. The listeners were expected to remain silent, and it is believed that the tradition of playing the Naubat dates back to the time of Alexander the Great. So friends, whenever you are in Jaipur, you should visit Amer Fort. It is called Amer Fort, Amber Fort, and it is just 10 kilometers away from Jaipur